January 7, 1943, New York City. A maid enters room 3327 at the Hotel New Yorker. She's there to clean, but the Do Not Disturb sign has been on the door for 3 days. She knocks. No answer. She uses her key and enters. On the bed, she finds Nikola Tesla, dead, alone. He's 86 years old. He died sometime in the night, and nobody noticed for 3 days. The room is small, sparse, no luxuries. Just a bed, a desk covered in papers, and boxes of documents stacked against the walls. This is where one of the greatest inventors in history spent his final years. A single hotel room, living on credit because he couldn't pay his bills. Nikola Tesla held over 300 patents. He invented alternating current, the electrical system that powers the entire world. He invented the radio, the remote control, wireless communication, X-ray imaging, fluorescent lights. Everything around you that runs on electricity exists because of principles Nikola Tesla discovered. And he died broke, alone, in debt. Meanwhile, Thomas Edison, the man who fought Tesla for decades, who stole his ideas, who waged a propaganda war against him, died a legend, wealthy, celebrated, immortalized. Edison's name is everywhere, on schools, on awards, in textbooks. Tesla's name was barely mentioned for 50 years after his death. The FBI seized all of Tesla's documents within hours of his death, classified them, claimed national security. His funeral was attended by a handful of people, no state honors, no dimming of lights. The man who gave the world electricity died in the dark. But to understand how the greatest inventor of the modern age died with nothing, we need to go back to the beginning, to Serbia, 1856. To a boy who could see the future in his mind. Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, in Smiljan, Croatia, then part of the Austrian Empire. His father, Milutin, was an Orthodox priest. His mother, Juka, was an inventor of small household appliances. Uneducated but brilliant with her hands. From his earliest memories, Nikola was different. He saw things others didn't, not hallucinations, visions, complete detailed images that appeared in his mind. At age 5, he designed a small water wheel. He built it from scratch. It worked perfectly. At age 6, he became obsessed with a picture of Niagara Falls. He told his family, "One day, I will harness that power with a wheel." They laughed. Niagara Falls was thousands of miles away. He was a child in a small village, but Nikola knew. He could see it in his mind, the design, the mechanics, the future. At age 7, something happened that would define his life. His older brother Dane, the favorite son, charming and athletic, died in a mysterious accident. Some said he fell from a horse. Some whispered that young Nikola was involved, though no evidence ever surfaced. Nikola was devastated, haunted. He began having vivid visions and blinding flashes of light. Episodes where his mind would generate complete inventions, fully formed, visible in 3 dimensions. He called them visions, but they were more like photographic memory combined with computational genius. He could design an entire machine in his mind, test it mentally, identify flaws and fix them, all without touching a tool. Later in life, Tesla explained, "I do not rush into actual work. When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. I change the construction, make improvements and operate the device in my mind. It is absolutely immaterial to me whether I run my turbine in thought or test it in my shop." He could invent without prototypes, just pure mental engineering. At age 10, he enrolled in school. He was instantly the best student. He could perform calculus in his head. He spoke multiple languages, but his teachers accused him of cheating. Nobody could solve problems that fast without writing anything down. Tesla would visualize the entire problem in his mind, see the solution, and write only the answer. His teachers didn't believe him. They humiliated him, called him a liar. He learned early, being smarter than everyone else makes you a target. At 17, Tesla enrolled in the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz to study electrical engineering. He was extraordinary. He worked from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. He read entire libraries. He mastered physics, mathematics, and 9 languages. But in his second year, he gambled away his tuition money, lost everything, dropped out in shame. He didn't tell his family. He wandered Europe, working odd jobs, suffering a nervous breakdown. Eventually, he returned to school, this time at Charles Ferdinand University in Prague. But his father died and Tesla couldn't afford to continue. At age 24, Nikola Tesla was a college dropout with no money, no prospects, and a head full of inventions nobody would listen to. He took a job with the Continental Edison company in Paris, engineering, installation, repair work, and that's where he had the vision that would change everything. 1882, Budapest. Tesla is walking through a park at sunset, reciting Goethe's Faust from memory when it hits him. A blinding flash, a complete vision. He sees it, alternating current, not the direct current Edison was using, where electricity flows in one direction and loses power over distance. Alternating current, AC. Electricity that reverses direction dozens of times per second, allowing it to travel hundreds of miles without losing strength. He sees the motor, the transformer, the generator, the entire system, fully formed, perfectly engineered, in his mind. He grabs a stick and draws the design in the dirt. His friend asks what he's doing. "I'm solving the problem of the ages," Tesla says. He's 25 years old, and he's just invented the electrical system that will power the modern world. But he has no money, no laboratory, no way to build it. So he does the only thing he can. He goes to America to find Thomas Edison. 1884. Tesla arrives in New York City with 4 cents in his pocket, a book of poetry, and a letter of recommendation to Thomas Edison. The letter from a mutual acquaintance reads, "I know 2 great men. You are one of them. The other is this young man." Edison hires Tesla, immediately puts him to work fixing direct current generators. Tesla sees the inefficiency instantly. DC power is limited. It can't travel far. You need a power station every few miles. "Your system is flawed," Tesla tells Edison. "Alternating current is the future." Edison dismisses him. "Tesla, you don't understand American humor." But Edison sees Tesla's genius. He needs it. So Edison makes Tesla an offer. "If you can redesign my DC generators and make them more efficient, I'll pay you $50,000. $50,000. A fortune in 1884. Tesla works for months, 18-hour days. He completely redesigns Edison's generators, makes them vastly more efficient. When he finishes, he goes to Edison for payment. Edison laughs. "Tesla, you don't understand American humor." It was a joke. There was never going to be $50,000. Tesla quits immediately. He's furious, betrayed. He's just made Edison's company far more profitable, and he's received nothing. Tesla strikes out on his own. He tries to start his own electric company. Investors love his ideas. They fund him. He works furiously. And then once they have his patents, they force him out, take the company, leave him with nothing. By 1886, Nikola Tesla, the man who invented AC power, is digging ditches for $2 a day. Literally, digging ditches in New York City to survive. A foreman asks him what he did before. "I'm an electrical engineer," Tesla says. The foreman laughs. "Sure you are." But Tesla doesn't quit. He doesn't break. In 1887, he meets Alfred S. Brown and Charles Peck, investors who actually believe in him. They fund a laboratory. Tesla builds his AC induction motor, the transformer, the complete system. In 1888, he demonstrates it publicly. It's revolutionary, efficient, powerful. It can transmit electricity hundreds of miles. George Westinghouse sees the demonstration. He understands immediately, this is the future. Westinghouse offers Tesla $60,000 cash plus stock and $2.50 per horsepower of electricity sold using Tesla's patents. Tesla accepts. Finally. Recognition, compensation. The royalty deal alone could have made Tesla the richest man in the world. Every horsepower of AC electricity, millions then billions of units, paying him $250,000. He should have become a billionaire. But that's not what happened. 1890s. The war of the currents. Edison is furious. His DC system is being replaced by Tesla's AC system. He's losing, so Edison launches a propaganda campaign. He stages public demonstrations where he electrocutes animals with AC current to prove it's dangerous. He electrocutes dogs, cats. In one infamous demonstration, he electrocutes an elephant named Topsy. Edison's team lobbies to make the electric chair, powered by AC, the method of execution, hoping to associate Tesla's invention with death. Newspapers run headlines: Westinghouse's AC current, the executioner's friend. It's a smear campaign, vicious, personal, but it doesn't work. Because AC is simply better. In 1893, Westinghouse and Tesla win the contract to light the Chicago World's Fair. Hundreds of thousands of people see AC electricity illuminate an entire city. It's magic. It's the future. Then, in 1896, Tesla's childhood dream comes true. Westinghouse uses Tesla's designs to build a power plant at Niagara Falls. The same Niagara Falls Tesla saw in a picture as a child and promised to harness. It works perfectly. Electricity flows to Buffalo, New York, 20 miles away. Then further, AC power becomes the standard, worldwide. Tesla won. He beat Edison. But he didn't get rich. Because in 1897, Westinghouse was in financial trouble. His company was overextended, going bankrupt. If Westinghouse went under, Tesla's royalty payments would disappear. Westinghouse came to Tesla personally, explained the situation. If I keep paying your royalties, my company will collapse. Everything we built will be destroyed. Tesla could have demanded payment, could have taken Westinghouse to court, could have seized the company. The contract was ironclad. He would have won. Instead, Tesla tore up the contract. He surrendered his royalty rights forever. He walked away from millions, eventually billions of dollars. You believed in me when no one else would, Tesla said. The benefits that will come to civilization from my polyphase system mean more to me than the money. He got a one-time payment, nothing more. Westinghouse became a major corporation, made fortunes for its investors. Tesla got nothing. After giving up his fortune, Tesla continued inventing. In 1898, he demonstrated the first remote-controlled boat, wireless, radio-controlled. The audience thought it was magic. Some thought it was telepathy. It was engineering. Tesla had invented remote control. In 1899, he moved to Colorado Springs and built a massive experimental station. He wanted to prove wireless transmission of electricity was possible. He generated millions of volts of electricity, created artificial lightning bolts over 100 feet long, transmitted electricity wirelessly across short distances. He succeeded. He proved it could work. But the scale required was massive, expensive, impractical with the technology of the time. In 1901, Tesla convinced J.P. Morgan, one of the richest men in America, to fund his grandest project, Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive wireless transmission tower on Long Island. Tesla's plan: transmit electricity wirelessly across the entire planet. Free energy for everyone. Morgan gave him $150,000. Tesla started building. A tower 187 feet tall. Enormous underground infrastructure. But then, Morgan discovered that Tesla wasn't just planning wireless telegraphy, he was planning free wireless energy. Morgan asked, if everyone can get electricity for free, how do we meter it? How do we charge for it? Tesla's answer: you don't. It's free. Morgan pulled funding immediately. Without profits, there was no point. Morgan didn't invest in charity. Tesla tried to find other investors. Nobody was interested in giving away free energy. The tower was never completed. It stood, abandoned, for years. Eventually torn down for scrap during World War I. Tesla's dream of free wireless energy died. After Wardenclyffe, Tesla's finances collapsed. He moved into the Hotel New Yorker. He couldn't afford the rent, but the management let him stay out of respect for his earlier fame. He lived on credit. He fed pigeons in the park every day, spent his last money on birdseed. He became eccentric, obsessed with the number 3, refused to touch anything round, wore white gloves constantly. He gave occasional interviews where he'd describe inventions, death rays, earthquake machines, wireless energy. Journalists thought he was crazy. Some of his ideas were wild, but many were decades ahead of their time. He proposed radar, artificial satellites, vertical takeoff aircraft, all dismissed as fantasy, all later invented by others. On January 7, 1943, Tesla died alone in his hotel room. The FBI arrived within hours, seized all his papers, classified them. The official reason: national security. Tesla had been working on directed energy weapons. His notes disappeared into government archives, some still classified today. His funeral was small. A few friends, some engineers who remembered him. No state honors, no national mourning. The man who gave the world electricity died in obscurity. Nikola Tesla held over 300 patents. Some say the true number is closer to 700, counting international filings. He invented alternating current power systems, the foundation of all modern electrical grids. The AC induction motor, still the most common motor in the world. The Tesla coil, used in radios, televisions, and wireless transmission. Radio, though Marconi got credit, Tesla's patents were upheld by the Supreme Court in 1943 after Tesla died. Remote control technology. Fluorescent lighting, decades before it became common. The first hydroelectric power plant at Niagara Falls. X-ray imaging, independently discovered around the same time as Röntgen. Wireless communication principles, robotics concepts, radar principles, developed fully in W2. Every electrical device you use, every motor, every wireless signal, every radio wave, built on Tesla's inventions. And he died broke. Meanwhile, Edison died in 1931 with an estate worth $12 million, about $200 million today. Edison's companies became General Electric, worth hundreds of billions. Marconi won the Nobel Prize for Radio in 1909, using Tesla's patents. He became famous, wealthy. Westinghouse became a massive corporation, made fortunes. J.P. Morgan's banking empire grew into one of the largest financial institutions in the world. Everyone who used Tesla's genius got rich. Tesla got nothing. Here's the cruelest part: Tesla knew. In his later years, journalists would ask if he regretted tearing up his contract with Westinghouse. No, he'd say. My inventions are for humanity. But in private letters he admitted the pain, the frustration. He'd dedicated his life to invention, to improving the world, and the world repaid him with poverty. For decades after his death, Tesla was nearly forgotten. Textbooks mentioned Edison, Marconi, Westinghouse. Tesla was a footnote. In the 1950s, the unit of magnetic flux density was named the Tesla, a small honor. In the 1980s, a few biographers started recovering his story. Engineers who knew the truth wrote articles. In the 1990s, Tesla began appearing in documentaries. His story became more widely known. In 2003, Elon Musk named his electric car company Tesla, Inc. Suddenly, Tesla's name was everywhere again. But even now, most people know the name without knowing the man. They know Tesla made cool inventions. They don't know he died alone and broke. They don't know Edison betrayed him, that Westinghouse profited from him, that Morgan abandoned him. They don't know he gave up billions to save a friend's company. They don't know the man who powered the world died in debt. In 2943, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that Marconi's radio patents were invalid. Tesla had invented radio first. This happened months after Tesla died. If the ruling had come earlier, Tesla could have sued for royalties, could have finally received compensation, but it came too late. He was already gone. The vindication was posthumous, worthless. Tesla's story isn't just about a forgotten genius. It's about a system that rewards ownership over innovation. Edison didn't invent the light bulb. He employed people who improved it. But he owned the patents. He got rich. Marconi didn't invent radio. He used Tesla's patents. But he had better PR and investors. He won the Nobel Prize. Morgan didn't invent anything. He had capital. He controlled who succeeded and who failed. The system rewards capital. not genius. Tesla had genius. He didn't have capital. He didn't play politics. He didn't schmooze investors. He invented. And he suffered for it. This is still happening. In 2013, Tesla Motors, now Tesla Inc., went public. Elon Musk became a billionaire from a company named after Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla died broke. In 2021, the global electrical grid, entirely based on Tesla's AC system, generated $2.8 trillion in revenue. Tesla's estate received $0. In 2024, every wireless device, every electric motor, every power line uses principles Tesla discovered. And most people don't know his name. The pattern continues. Inventors create, capitalists profit. Every time you turn on a light, you're using Tesla's invention. Every time you use Wi-Fi, you're using principles Tesla demonstrated. Every time a motor runs, it's based on Tesla's induction motor. Every time electricity travels more than a few miles, it's using Tesla's AC system. The entire modern world runs on Nikola Tesla's genius, and he died alone in a hotel room, feeding pigeons with money he didn't have. Thomas Edison became a legend, a hero, the face of American innovation. Nikola Tesla became a curiosity, a mad scientist, a tragic footnote. But here's the truth. Without Tesla, we'd still be using Edison's inferior DC system, power plants every few miles, no long-distance transmission, no electrical grid as we know it. Without Tesla, there's no radio, no wireless communication, no remote control. Without Tesla, the 20th century doesn't happen. He didn't just invent devices. He invented the future, and the future forgot him. Until now. Nikola Tesla, born 1856, died 1943, held over 300 patents, invented alternating current, the induction motor, wireless communication, remote control, and the foundations of modern electrical engineering. Gave up billions of dollars in royalties to save a friend's company. Died broke, alone, and forgotten. While Edison became a legend, while Marconi won the Nobel Prize, while Morgan built an empire, while Westinghouse became a corporation, Tesla got nothing. Every time you use electricity, remember his name, not because it's inspiring, but because it's true. Because the man who gave us the modern world deserved better. Because genius without capital is erased. Because innovation without ownership is stolen. Because Nikola Tesla changed everything and died with nothing. Remember his name. Nikola Tesla, the man who lit the world and died in the dark.